Joining us today. Sorry for the delay in getting started. I had to press record, and that's kind of important that you guys know you will be receiving this recording after the webinar. So if you do sign up and you're not able to attend live, it's okay. You'll receive the recording via email, I think the following day within 24 hours. So to start with, my name is Emily Bradley, and I'm a technical trainer for Medit North America. And with me today, I have Maria Rozlikova, and I say it wrong every time, but Maria, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Well, so Maria is a program manager at Medit headquarters in Korea. She's been involved in the Medit apps from kind of inception, if I understand correctly. Is that right, Maria?
Yes, that's totally right.
Okay, and I know Smile Design has kind of been, I don't know, kind of your baby, I guess.
Yes, so I oversee apps in general, all of them, but as a product manager, I specifically deal with Medit Smile Design, and I plan it together with my product team and develop it all together.
Perfect, perfect. Well, before we get started, I'm going to turn the time over to Maria here in just a second. I just wanted to mention to everybody that we here at Meta are going to be starting an educational webinar series. So basically what we want to do is hear from you about topics that you need and want to learn more about. After the webinar, you will be receiving a survey via email just regarding questions or issues that you're having, and from there we can take the information and kind of build webinars around it. So please respond to the survey. You know, what your needs are and what you're looking to learn more about is really important to us. We're going to focus these webinars on kind of geared towards the clinics and towards the laboratories. So right now, June is kind of going to be, thanks to Maria, Medit App Month. And in the US and Canada, actually, we have been bombarded with questions regarding these apps. Everybody's really excited about them and they want to know more about them, how to use them. Who better to have teach us than Maria, someone who's been there from the beginning. So that being said, I'm going to turn the time over to you, Maria, but I wanted to let everyone know they can actually ask questions. So if you've joined from a laptop, you should see a little chat box in the corner of the control panel on the right-hand side of your screen. You can type your questions in there and they'll come directly to me. And from there, I can ask Maria the questions as we go. So it's going to be fairly casual. As you can see, Maria is just sharing her screen and she's just going to walk you through where to find the apps and, you know, from there on out, how to use them. So this is basically going to be kind of a how-to webinar, not so much a lot of clinical information, but just how to apply these apps in your clinic. So Maria, I'll turn the time over to you. And then I do know you have kind of a cool announcement after the webinar, so don't let me forget to let you announce that before we end the webinar tonight.
Definitely. Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen, and the thing that you're seeing right now is Medit Link, and in Medit Link we have here a box, something that we've been working for the past year or so, more than a year now, and this is where we are planning to put all of the Medit apps. So in other words, all the small kind of, compared to Scan for Clinics, small applications, small programs that are aimed at expanding your workflow. So having scan data is great, and having a great scanner is really great, and probably some of you have tried i700 and it's fantastic. But our goal from that is also give you a chance to expand your workflow and do other cool stuff. For example, creating ortho simulation cases, comparing scan data, and all of that. And among those applications that you can see here, they were going to focus on Medit Smile Design, and that's the only product by Medit that doesn't involve any 3D data at all. So just Medit Smile Design and all of the apps are free for anybody who has a Medit Link account. You don't even necessarily have to have a scanner, especially to run this app, since it deals with 2D images. So when you go to App Box, you just basically click this install button, and the program is installed. It's very simple. So here for me, I use it every day, so it's installed, and then I move to Casebox. And in Casebox here, I have my Smile Design sample case, and in this case, I have 2 images. So basically, to run Medit Smile Design, ideally, you will need 2 images. One is a retracted mouth image, and one is a smile image. You can totally run it with just any of those 2 images, but we just recommend, you know, to have it look smoother and just for you to have an easier workflow. And once the apps are installed, they all will be here. So I have images attached to my Meditlink case, and I'm just going to press this small design icon on the top, at the top of my case. And we know that in Medit user group or in any other Medit community, a lot of people like to share their cases, and especially since you are the doctors, right? You work with patients, and when you work with smile design, we wanted to create this extra layer of privacy for the patient. So that's why we created this blurry eye thingy to anonymize your patient. So when you import the images and you click this button, the eyes area of the image will be blurred.
Now, Maria, we have to just point out that that person in those pictures look awfully familiar to the rest of us right now. We're in the midst of a celebrity. Anyone who's worked with these photos, we've been grateful for them, but that is Maria for you. So she's been very kind enough to let us use her pictures.
Yes, you know, we have last week we had CDEX, the Seoul Dental Exhibition, and I went there and I went to one of our dealers' booth, and they're like, "You're the simple data girl."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're famous.
Even with my mask. Yeah, definitely. So as you saw in the case, we had two images, a retracted mouth and smile picture. And what Medit Smile Design is really good in particular is that you don't have to align them anymore. So what you see right now is program automatically align those images, and then it shows you, where the eyes is, the nose line, the midline. So if you see that something is wrong, you can always, go and adjust a lip line or change the order of images, but usually the program will do everything for you. And yeah, so when we develop all of our programs, we use our own scan data to run the test. We have our QA team that uses their data, and as well as that as well, we usually use our own data first of all to test our program. So developers and QA and me as well. So when you constantly look at yourself, it's kind of hard. So and then when we in the process of testing, we had this idea: what if we input this slight image retouching function so that especially patients, when they go to the clinic, they will not necessarily, have a lot of makeup. And, when you do smile design, you have to take the images close up. So sometimes your patient might feel a little bit uncomfortable. So with a recent update, we introduced this image retouching function. So it's very slight, and you can have it automatically being turned on when you import the images. If you don't want that, you can just go to settings and turn it off.
I love this concept just because it is about presentation on behalf of the doctor showing the patient, potential end results. And I think it's really important to give them the best concept of what, what they could look like, as opposed to seeing flaws and such. So.
Definitely, because smile design can basically show you your new life when you smile, and you wanna make sure that you are confident and you look nice. And yeah, I really enjoy having this feature, even though it doesn't really cover my dark circles, all of them, but still, it's a nice addition. And the program also, it rotates the image and it kind of straightens it, so you don't have to do it. But sometimes, if you feel like it, you can go into image editing and you can micro rotate the images. So here, I don't think I need to, so I will just go to the next stage, which is the main phase of the program. It's called Consultation Stage. Because with Medit Smile Design as well as Medit Author Simulation, we just focus basically on the consultation. And here, something that I think not many other smile design apps have is that we provide two consultation options. First one is the basic one using the template and then using the texture, and then we have this option to go and simulate braces treatment. So our braces come in two types, in metal and ceramic. And with metal, you have 7 colors that you can choose from, or you can choose, just metal ones. Here's some almost Medit blue. So I think a lot of teenagers and maybe kids, they might really enjoy this kind of simulation because it looks really, really cool. And this is what ceramic braces look like. You can adjust their position, you can adjust their size and all of that, and the line will automatically follow. So it's very easy. And then let's go back to the main feature, which is template editing. We have 6 preset templates here. You can go through all of them, and you will notice when you work constantly with Metasmile Design is that the size and the scale of the template has been automatically adjusted to the size of the teeth in the image, which is pretty cool. So I always use oval M, and you'll notice that it's the first template that is being selected when you start the program. When you adjust the template, you can use the golden proportion lines, not necessarily, but if you'd like to. So you can adjust your template to the golden proportion lines. Here, our standard template, it's 8 teeth, but if you select a tooth and you don't want to use it, you can just delete it. You can delete any of them. And then you can, when you press this button, you press right click on the mouse, you restore the template back. So I can adjust my template with these dots once I double click on each tooth. And if I liked what I did, I can just copy this to the other side. And if
So Maria, how did you copy that? What did you click in order to duplicate it or mirror it? Is that what you did?
Yeah, so we have 2 options. One is called mirroring. So it changes the design on the both sides at the same time.
Oh, got it.
And
Okay.
then we have this button that copies that side.
Perfect.
So if I do something like this, it goes back to this.
Very good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And we have, when it comes to texture, we have 3 types of texture. One is our default texture, which is really good, and it really, it's like a chameleon kind of texture. Once you adjust the color, it can basically suit any shade, and it's really great in a lot of cases. And with the recent update, what we did is that we introduced these other 2 texture types. One is called Texture Wizard, and what it does is that it takes the texture and the shade of the teeth in the image and it basically recreates it to create a template. So this is what it looks like, and I think it's really, really natural. For example, if it doesn't look as good as you want it to be, it doesn't look the way you wanted it to be, you can always click this button, Wizard Editor, and you can adjust the detection results. So basically for this feature, what the program does is that it understands where each tooth is, and then it takes the texture out of it.
So Maria, if I understand correctly, you're like selecting the area of the tooth that you want to pull the texture from, and the color. Is it the shade and the color and the texture?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
This is exactly what we're doing, and sometimes in some cases it really looks nice if you take up a little bit of gingiva part as well on the top. Not in my case definitely, but from the other things that I've tested so far, it looks really good. So with Texture Wizard, I can adjust the brightness and shadows, all the colors, just like with any other type of texture. And if I want to preview it, this is what it looks like. For example, I think, okay, the template is not that suitable, or if I want to adjust the colors, I can do it, and then I can go back and see what it looks like. So it's this process where you constantly keep changing and
now,
looking at
where
the
do you
results.
hit preview? And everyone probably saw that. Maybe it was just me to view the image.
Yes. So there are 2 preview options here at the bottom.
Perfect.
But also
Okay.
we provide the shortcut, so F5 and F6 to see the preview.
Got it.
So I think it looks very very natural, and especially for the patient, it's not about, maybe for many patients, it's not specifically about like the exact shade, but more about the feeling and the template being really realistic, and that's how they can envision themselves with the treatment. And then another option that we have, it kind of works technically from a technical perspective in a similar way as Texture Wizard. It's called Texture Library. So we know that a lot of our users collect their restorations libraries, and what we wanted to do is to allow our users to use them. So here there is this texture library manager, and so I uploaded these textures that I had. We have some samples here. If you go to this link, it's a Google Drive folder. And yeah, so the program basically does the same thing. It segments the teeth automatically on the image, and that it extracts this texture, and you can use it. So for example, I can check what kind of texture I want, and you can import a limitless number of the textures and just delete them, add them as you go.
So Maria, did you say that there were some textures available for the end users if they decided to use them, or is it something that they need to save all the textures on their own? Is there something to start with, basically, I guess is my question.
Oh yeah, so if you press this link, hopefully you can see my screen. Yeah, so this is all the texture libraries I will provide
Perfect.
by default. Yeah, so you can download them as a file or as a texture, as a Medit Smile library file that has the teeth segmented already.
I think that's a game changer since you guys have updated that with the textures. It really makes a difference for a realistic looking simulation.
Hopefully. Yeah, so with these ones as well, to make it look more realistic, we can also adjust all the colors, and if I like what I see, I can go and check it out. Oh, see, it doesn't really match me, so I might try some luck with another template. And the best thing is that all these Medit standard templates, they come from us, from our staff. So, for example, this is a texture of my colleague, and it's kind of amazing. Yeah, so I think this looks really nice.
It looks natural.
Yeah, and so here in a preview we have this quick options to draw something or delete something, and I think one really cool thing that we introduced with the last update as well is that all the treatment simulation options that we created, you can compare among them. So, for example, if I want to compare my braces, metal braces and ceramic braces, so you can show your patient, okay, this is how you look like with both, maybe which one you like better. I think it's a great communication tool. And then as well, we can compare, before and after. This is one way. And you can also use this option. So here as well.
Kind of a side by side or like a toggle bar or something that you can move across to see the difference. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. And so when you go to the complete stage, you can choose what you want to see in your MeditLink case. And here as well, you can choose which options you want to be compared side by side. And also another thing that we introduced in the recent update is this save a slider version. So the one that you just saw with this slider, you can save it to MeditLink, and once it's saved to MeditLink, you can also share it for case doc with a web link, and you can share it with your patient or with the lab to give them a reference of what you want to do. So I think there's a lot of applications that we can think of. And also we recommend that before you share this kind of images, you make sure that you put the blur back on the patient's face, especially when you send it to lab, to keep their privacy. Yeah, our goal with Smile Design was to create a very simple tool that you can impress your patient with maybe like under 3 minutes. And I do think that we succeeded. And hopefully there will be next steps in Smile Design next year. But for now, this is it.
Well, I'm just going to flip my camera back on here. I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing, your role and the team there. I mean, I got to pay, give credit to the whole team, what they're constantly coming up with. It's amazing. I don't think anyone in Korea ever sleeps. I can probably attest to that because the emails come through night and day. So I know you guys are working really, really hard. We do have one question from Scott. Scott would like to know when the next webinar is and which one it will be. So I'm pretty sure that's Medit ortho simulation. I believe so. And you will also be taking us through the process there. And just, like I mentioned earlier, it will be every month generally, but because we want to get these apps out to the public as fast as we can, to the end users, to the trainers, and whoever else, we're going to do an app every Wednesday. So, you know, plan on joining us. Maria and I have discussed this. We'd like to keep these kind of short, just so it's not going to take up your whole evening. It's easy to watch, and it'll be easy to watch the recording again if you want to go back and you know, watch any pointers. And then that being said, Maria, I'd like to give you a moment just to kind of announce what's coming. I think this is pretty exciting. And you actually showed me a small demo. I know you probably can't do that now, but maybe towards the end of this month, you can maybe just do a little demonstration on what's to come. I don't know, but I'll let you just talk about what you guys have been working on.
So if you know AppBox, or if you go there a lot, you probably noticed that there's some new apps that you can see, but you can really download. So these are the coming soon ones. And so right now we have introduced 4 new apps that are coming this year to MeditLink. And I think you probably saw on other social media platforms that we have Medit Calibration Wizard, Medit HD Camera. So the functions that are in Scan for Clinics, we'll take them out so you can use them directly from MeditLink. You won't have to run Scan for Clinics. So calibration will be made so much easier, and taking 2D images with our scanners also, it will be much more efficient and much more convenient. And I think that this summer you will enjoy our Medit Model Builder, which is coming in July, I think the middle of July. Yeah.
This is
Hopefully
what you just
enjoy.
did a demonstration for me, and it's pretty cool. You guys have got some good stuff coming down the pipeline, so I'm excited for everyone else to see it.
Yeah, one thing I can say that it's really simple. Like, you've never had a simpler workflow when it comes to building a model, and hopefully everybody can enjoy it. And as you know, as usual, it's free for anybody who has a MeditLink account. So yeah, I'm very excited as well.
That's great. Thank you so much. And like we mentioned, next week is Ortho Simulator, same time, same place, same presenter. So now you guys know Maria. And please just respond to the surveys. I think that's about it. And we appreciate everybody for joining us today. And we look forward to you guys participating in more webinars. And again, you'll get this recording if anyone wants to watch it to kind of practice with it. So Maria, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
As always, I'm amazed at what you guys are capable of. So thank your team there for us as well.
Go, Michael.
Yeah, go, Michael. That's right. Michael never sleeps. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.